Hey there, everybody. I'm deciding to make a video that's gonna be pretty unique, I think, maybe. Um, I have been struggling with a lot of things on my plate lately, and it's been very difficult to find any energy to upload YouTube videos or to think creatively and actually act on it. And I decided to talk about the issues because I think it'll be helpful for me, and I think that maybe if other people hear about this, they can either know that if they're experiencing something similar, that they aren't the only ones, and also maybe it can help people who don't have these experiences to empathize with people who do. So, um, I will share. I have autism. I have also been diagnosed with ADHD and a depressive disorder. In the past, they've said it was bipolar disorder, and they're thinking a different depressive disorder now. And uh, it can be quite hard. And I'm I got diagnosed with autism when I was 26. So um, there was a lot of time when I didn't know that was what it was, and I felt like communication issues were all my fault. And I mean, I still do, but I um, I've been diagnosed with ADHD, but I for a very long time didn't look into what that meant. And as an adult, didn't have like the motivation, I guess, inside to get help, and didn't feel like did not feel like I knew how to talk about what was going on. I guess people call that alexithymia. I think the a comorbidity or a thing that comes along often with autism and sometimes with ADHD too. So a difficulty vocalizing how you feel or how you're experiencing things. Um, and this is probably going to be, I don't know how long this video will be. It might be just a couple of minutes. Um, it's really difficult to talk about this, but I said a prayer beforehand, and I'm trying to feel like I can get outwards, and yeah. So it's I I have the desire inside. I think about making videos, and I think about how fun it would be, but I don't. And like, even when I'm thinking about doing them, I sometimes get like a feeling of happiness inside, of yeah, of good feeling. And then when I sit down to do it, I feel like emotionless. And it's so hard to keep doing something when you feel that way. And it's really hard when you feel that way a lot of the time, because you're not getting really any sorts of sensations of like wanting to do those things. So you end up kind of just working really hard all the time to like do things, I guess. And with ADHD, you can get really focused on things like that notification and then get very distracted, and you have to pull yourself back. And with autism on top of that, I mean, I don't know which of these things are my personality and which things are fully diagnosis, but I notice a lot of things in the environment, which is sometimes great. Sometimes it's a blessing. And sometimes hearing someone lawn mowing and then wondering who is mowing their lawn and why they're mowing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's ridiculously hot out, and wondering which one of my neighbors that is, all of a sudden while I'm talking to you, is pretty difficult. And you know, I don't know what other things fully are just me and what are other people, but I can have multiple trains of thought going at the same time and be attempting to focus on the one I want to, and sometimes my speech slows down more than others because sometimes there are more things going on than other times. And practicing yoga and things has been helpful. It's been great working on clearing my mind, but working on that all the time is pretty difficult. And I think that, yeah, I guess I've shared a little bit of information, and maybe I'd like to end this by saying to people who are having struggles like this, who feel like they can relate to this video, I recommend just watching something on depression, or the specific kind that maybe you've been diagnosed with, or if you just relate to this and you don't have a diagnosis, I recommend starting the work. I talk to somebody. If you have nobody to talk to, post a comment here, and I will do my best to talk to you if I can. And if I can't get to you, call crisis hotlines. They're very hard sometimes, and sometimes you have to call multiple and then get redirected, but just start talking, just start saying something, and they won't normally do much more than just listen, but it's good to get it out to someone. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. To people who are not experiencing these things but wondering how they could help or recognize if someone is, they will probably apologize to you quite often for like any difficulty that arises. They will always assume it's them completely, or I shouldn't say always, definitely not always, but there's always nuance to everything. But people will apologize a lot more than normal. They might have a hard time keeping in contact with you, and they might go some weeks or months without reaching out. Sometimes it can go longer than that, or they can feel like you no longer care about them just because they don't feel like they should be cared about. So reach out to them and love them, and maybe I'll upload a gaming video sometime soon. Thank you all for listening. I'm Alcaplasm or Alex, and have a fantastic day.